Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm Bob, K6UDA, your host, and I've got a couple of little channel updates for you today. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's followed me over on Rumble. We've got nearly 1,000 new followers on the K6UDA Guns and Ham radio channel, and over 200 followers, brand new followers over on the Idaho Preparedness channel. Guys, please help me get over that 1,000 follower mark. I think because Rumble is a relatively new platform. It's got a lot of gamers on it right now. It doesn't have a whole lot of other stuff. I think having over 1,000 subscribers or followers on those channels is going to unlock a few doors over there for us. Next up, the email list. Guys, in case you didn't know, I do have an email list. I've got an email list and I'm inviting you to join it. Why am I doing an email list anyway in this day and age? Because if for some reason these social media platforms go away, I still want to be able to get in touch with you. I want to let you know where I land, what I'm doing. If we're doing, say, a JT or a FT8 net or a JS8 call net, or we're going to do some other news and informational kind of a net or something, I want to be able to get in touch with you. So the best way, if you want to be on my email list, is to send me an email at k6udaradio@gmail.com. I'll add you. K6UDA on YouTube. This has been kind of a thing in flux this year. K6UDA here on YouTube has been kind of a mixture of things that I've been doing with the Idaho Preparedness channel, doing the nets on the live stream and everything. Moving forward, we're going to completely separate everything out. YouTube is going back to the old ways. It's going to be ham radio, strictly ham radio. There might not be as much content, but what I'm trying to do is make better content, more entertaining, more visually stimulating, more cinematic, more relatable to the average user. So look for some bigger projects coming out of the K6UDA channel on YouTube, and it'll go back to straight ham radio now. Everything else, all the gun content, the 2A content, the preparedness content is going to be exclusively on Rumble. So again, big reason if you like those kinds of things in addition to ham radio to subscribe and watch it all on Rumble. And finally, a couple of changes on the Saturday morning format. If you've been watching or listening on Saturday mornings, you know I've been doing for the past year now the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Say no more. I like it. It's cool. It was something the Lord told me I needed to do. I needed to help more people than just the ham radio guys. So moving forward, on the Idaho Preparedness channel and for the live stream and the Saturday morning, I call them the SIPNet, the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. I figured out how to live stream on Rumble and make it work in our format. So beginning next week, this week we'll have the final one on YouTube live streaming. And then next week, we're going to kind of introduce the whole new format. We're going to transition away from YouTube. It's going to be exclusively on Rumble. In addition to that, I'm going to shorten the radio portion of the net. The Southern Idaho Preparedness Net was conceived for providing Idahoans a method to gather and pass along important information during critical times. And what we've been doing basically is training to that end. That's the entire basis of the net. The live streams were an afterthought, but the live streams have kind of taken on a life of their own. Going forward, we're still going to meet on Saturdays just like we do now, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. We're going to do our ham radio check-ins on Wires X, YSF, locally here in the Magic Valley. And then we're going to pass along our sit reps. Those are the news stories, just like we've been doing all along. And then we're going to end the radio portion of the net. Why? Number one, it takes a tremendous amount of resources to do both the live stream and the net simultaneously. Lots of resources in the internet gobbling that it does to my poor little internet service here. And it's insanely resource heavy in that I have divided attention. I'm trying to do things over here on the live stream or on the YouTube side, and I've got to kind of keep up with things on the radio side. So generally, we're getting about 10 to sometimes 20 check-ins on the radio. Generally, it's around 10. And I get it. A lot of guys are reluctant to throw their call sign out on a preparedness net. Okay, I get it. So I end up doing most of the talking. Also, I think a lot or most of the participants of the net, they're, in addition to maybe listening to it on the radio, they're watching the live stream, or they can watch it on the live stream. In order to make this discussion more listenable on ham radio, I can't do any visuals during the net. Everything has to be auditory. It has to include me talking into that microphone, and anybody else who happens to be on the net using that microphone as a main source of communication. I think we can do better on the active portion of the net, which is our main, that's our main subject. I think we could do a lot better. I can have guests on where I couldn't really have guests on before, because if they didn't have a ham radio license, it's third-party traffic and it gets really, really confusing, and I can't put that out over the radio. So we're going to change it up a little bit. The radio portion will be shorter. The live stream portion, which will take over, will be more like a live stream show. We'll be able to have live demos, guests, all kinds of things on. It's going to be more conversational for you guys, and I think you guys are going to get more out of it. It'll be on Rumble, so we won't be on Tyranny Tube doing it, and we will be free to talk about what we want and how we want to talk about it. Anyway, that's all I've got this time. I am working on a big, long video for the K6UDA show, redoing how to build a ham radio station for beginners, how to design it, what to think about, all that good stuff. Watch for that coming in the next few days, maybe several days. I've got some other really cool stuff coming up on the K6UDA channel. We're going to be testing out some batteries, and we'll be talking about some of the latest, greatest ham gear coming out. So stay tuned over on, well, both YouTube and Rumble for all that stuff. Got some new guns to show off on the Rumble channel. And we'll see you Saturday on the Idaho Preparedness channel. And, well, this week over on YouTube. Anyway, that's all I've got on Bob K6UDA. I'm out of here. 7-3.